This guy stinks!
You just had to start it that way.
That was my bad, actually.
That's actually funny. You should have just kept it that way. Yes, sir. Happy New Year's from LPF.
Pop. I should have had.
First of all,
next year
we both have soundboards that we could have totally just air horned, and we did not air horn.
Do I have an air horn?
I totally have an air horn, but
I sure do.
You... Welcome everyone to episode 73 of the LPF Show. I have my co-host with me, Chris. Chris, how are you doing? It is the new year. We're here for a new show. You know how we're going to do it.
Yeah.
Actually, we don't know how we're going to do it.
I have no idea.
We didn't plan. No. But we will. We will. One day. But as you guys could see on our title, Chris and I were very concerned when we, guys, just so you guys know, we do a process. We kind of meet up 30 minutes before the show, try to discuss what we're going to talk about, kind of look at some news, pick out some headlines. And then I saw an article that happened last week. Well, we didn't have a show last week. And now I'm very curious because I didn't know this thing exists. And apparently an Asus version exists that's like for something. But Alienware is coming out with a 500 hertz desktop gaming monitor. What the hell can you see with a 500 hertz monitor? Can someone tell me?
Bro.
Because I'm curious.
I said you get transported into the game. All right? There is no way. Like, 240 hertz, right? I have 240 hertz. Cool.
Same.
I have a 300 hertz monitor. No. Yeah. I think I do. And I after 250, you can't see nothing. Come on, man. 500 hertz. They could just put that number on there, and I guarantee they're gonna be like, yeah,
well,
sure.
Someone's gonna buy it. Someone's gonna.
Of course, I'm gonna watch it on Linus, and they're gonna do their little test, and they're like, okay, at max settings, if your computer can handle this.
Yeah, but how do you see that? Is the question. Like, what do you see that's different? Because I feel like our eyes have a cap. There's got to be some science behind it that our eyes cap at a certain, hertz, right? Because I mean, honestly, I look at 240, right? Like for the games that can handle it or the games that actually allow you to get there. And I don't really see the biggest difference between 240 and 1.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I think it starts to get gray. Like from 60 to 120, clear difference, right? Same with 30 to 60. But once you go past 120, I feel like we're tripping. And I feel that's the same way I feel about 4K. Seeing an 8K TV and a 4K TV.
Okay.
No. Yeah. The difference between 1080 and 4K is obvious.
Yeah.
But I mean, when we go from 4K to 8K, that's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And maybe it's because people are not shooting in those cameras yet, or, obviously they're going to show us somehow of why this is happening and why you can, play it in there. But apparently this is, topping the charts as becoming the highest frame per second. Apparently the one highest before that was an Asus monitor that was doing 480. Now, of course, this is only going to be in 1080p resolution. It is not going to be obviously like 4K or something. But what tells me their 4K would have to be like, what's 4K's cap right now? 60?
No, 4K 120. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe this gets 4K higher than that if the resolution screen is there.
I mean, it makes sense that that 1080p they're able to get that. But I mean, at some point, like what does 1,000 hertz look like? Does your screen blow up?
Yeah, it's Ready Player One. That's what it is. It's literally you're in there, you're picking whatever character. It just becomes a CPU unit, and you get to choose everyone you want to be. You get to do whatever you want to do, and that's that.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't wait to be transported. It's gonna be It's gonna be crazy. I don't know what we do from there.
I really, really don't know. That's the most insane thing I've seen. So we decided to name the show title that because we both have no idea how that looks and we were very curious. I'm gonna love to watch those videos because people are going to make them and they're going to really try to show us the difference. They're gonna be like, here's the difference, and we're gonna be like, I have no idea.
How much do you think they're selling it for? Or did they have a price point?
Let me check actually.
Because it was announced at CES.
It was, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
it was announced at CES. Let me just double check. It says it's the first. So it says, but today I'm here to tell you that the Alienware, which is actually going to be the first one you can actually buy. So apparently they have this tech already, but you can't buy it. It says, see, we hadn't heard a word about the Asus monitor between its original announcement and this very morning when NVIDIA name dropped Asus ROG Swift Pro 540 24-inch 1080p sync display with Reflect. As it turns out, Asus is relaunching that monitor today, and Asus says it won't ship until Q2. Alienware will ship first. So apparently, we're getting a 540 from Asus after this.
Damn.
So Alienware was just trying to get in there and go, let me get that.
Bro, I better not see these Valorant streamers, whatever. It ain't the game anymore, man. When you lose, it's you. When you buy that monitor, just realize that you are signing your name into I have no excuse.
In most cases, you don't have it. It's usually the player. We like to put these things and we like to blame other people for our being terrible at a game. It's our fault. Okay? Yeah. We suck.
Bro, speaking of that, just a small tidbit. I used to think reaction videos were dumb. Okay? I'm going to say that. I used to think they were dumb, but they got me. All right?
You almost change your heart.
Almost all my favorite YouTubers do reacts now. So, and they show me some good videos. So I watched one just before the show, and it was Super Smash awkward Super Smash rage moments.
Okay.
And it was the guys I watch, and they're reacting to it. Dude, some of those things, it always sets up. They're sitting at the TV, right? Sitting at the TV. You see, it's funnier to watch what's going on in the background because as soon as somebody starts raging, they're like throwing the controller and everything. You just see everybody like go like this, and then the guy who's winning wants to celebrate, but is like looking at the corner of his eye, like.
Yeah. It's always funny with the pop-off videos, especially when you watch a lot of those videos like where people are popping off, like that's what the fighting game community calls it, like when off of a win or something like that. It's one of those awkward things because it's not that it's frowned upon, but I feel like not enough people do it. Yeah. Because honestly, look, I would be the worst. They're lucky I'm not good in games because with my mouth and the way that I compete, I'm talking so much that legit, if I'm beating you in a fighting game or, League of Legends, if I just made I'm going to get hyped. And I feel like there's a market for that where none of these esports people, besides the shooters, because the FPS guys, they get hyped. You know what I mean? But League of Legends, those games and stuff, they don't get hype enough.
Actually, you're right. I've never seen. I see them stand up at the end when they win a game.
Yeah, and then they shake hands.
But
and stuff.
Not like a Call of Duty or a Halo match when they're getting up in the middle of a match. Oh yeah, and they're like, "What's going on? Yeah. What's going on?"
They're so popping up. Yeah. People like that stuff. We get hype about it in sports all the time. When people so I would like someone in the League of Legends market or one of those games that after you get a pentakill or whatever you do, please pop off. Let them know that you run this. Okay,
it's probably a fine or something for them. I know some esports. I mean, the craziest esports scene that I found out, what was it? And it was through watching optics videos and stuff like that. When they got a Gears team, apparently, I saw old videos and Gears, they used to fight on stage. Fights would break out. That was a rough scene.
Multiplayer Gears would have caused you to do that because that game
Bro, when you watch that game, you gotta watch. If y'all haven't seen the gameplay, just type in esports Gears and see what that screen looks like. It's not as bad. It's like, for me, it's you still know what's going on, but it's like, I'll say like probably 2 tiers below Fortnite. Fortnite, you have no idea what's going on. The screen's just shaking. But this one's like shoulder cam of like them jumping around and stuff.
And they're moving at like the speed of sound. You know, all of them are just like fast movement people. You have no idea where they're going. And then on top of that, like, they're so accurate. Like Gears, they're so accurate, especially when the third person cam. Like, it's crazy. Like professional Gears player used to literally, like, you talk about one shot, one kill, like with the shotgun every single time. Like, your body was just off. Like, and so I can understand someone popping off in Gears and being extremely upset that they lost, because Gears is that type of game where it's just like, I had this person here and now I'm dead. So I get that 100%, you know? So yeah, but that's pretty much like, yeah, for Gears it's insane, but 500 hertz monitors are on the ways, guys. So if you got the money to cough it up, go ahead and buy me one and send it to Chris and I so we can, like, you know, do something with it.
I think I'm done with monitors, man. This monitor that I'm looking at right now is probably my favorite. I'm done with monitors for a little bit, not done forever, but like, you know what I mean? Like, you know,
No, I didn't. The way you came out, you were like, I'm done with monitors. Period. Statement over.
Well, I mean, we could keep on the CES train of. I don't know if you saw. I've been keeping up with the PlayStation VR, bro. Everybody says it's fantastic. They love it. I think Sony is failing majorly at not putting it on, or not letting you buy it and put it on PC. The fact that it's limited to the PS5, cool, great. PS5 is strong. But like, if you have the newest stuff, you have the best, like, what the eye tracking everybody's saying is insane. The resolution and the lenses are crazy. Like, you have the top headset and you're limiting it to the console.
Yeah, but that involves people to go and buy the console.
Oh my God.
That's the key.
I know.
Because the thing is, like, it sucks. Like, because I agree with you. But like, for us, the consumer, absolutely. Put it on the strongest thing so we all can get a taste of the pie. The problem is when Sony has never had that mindset for us, right? Like, Sony wants you to buy PS5s, and that's what they want. Like, they want you to buy their consoles. So of course they're going to limit it to there, because what ends up being, did they release the cost of what the VR2 is going to be?
I can look it up. I'm pretty sure.
But whatever that cost is going to be, right? They want you to pay for that and the console, so that you have to get both, you know? And unfortunately, that's the goal. It sucks, but hey, what can we do, right? If you want it that bad, you're going to buy it, right?
I mean,
you want it.
So it comes out February 22nd. How much do you think it is?
It's about the same price as the console.
Yes, it is more expensive than the console. It is $550.
Yeah, no. Come on, dude. That's the thing. That's the thing, though. Like, so this is where I agree with you 1,000%, right? Because now you're telling your consumers, right? I need you to have this console. Right, I need you to get this headset. I need you to also get the $500 piece to run it. So now I've spent $1,000 because of taxes, of course. Pay your taxes. $1,000 in just hardware. $1,000 gets you a really good PC.
Yeah,
you can build yourself a really high-end PC for $1,000. Like, you might have some trouble, of course, because, you know, graphics cards, but let's be honest. If you could get some really good pre-builds out there with 3070s, you know, and that with upgradable parts for $1,000, easy, right? Like, you can get that. So to tell someone and your console's already hard to get still. It's gotten a lot better, because I know a few people who have gotten it over the holidays. Apparently, Sony came out and said in 2023 they're going to be done with the shortage. Like, it should be
Because everybody's going to be going after the Pro when they announce that.
Well, yeah, that's of course. But you know what I mean? So it's one of those interesting things that like now that you're coming out with this, and you know, I know you're big into VR, but like now you have to spend another $550. And then on top of that, you're not guaranteed to know what games are going to be coming out that are going to be pretty good.
Right now they only have like 30 announced.
Exactly.
Instead
30
of
and
yeah. And okay, so this is where you could have won, right? If it was wireless, right? That's one. And if it was for PC, they would win the VR space and they could have PlayStation and VR separate, right? And say like, okay, if you really want to go the Sony route, oh, okay, so you know, the PlayStation VR can play on everything, or you can use it on anything. But if you play it on PlayStation, you're going to have these exclusive games for VR. Cool. And leave it at that, because the problem is that you're paying this price. You don't have the game library compared to when I go on Oculus, and then Oculus is like, hey, you can use Steam VR, and go in Steam VR. And those people are like, there's, what is it? There's like, you know, small indie games and stuff like that are VR that people have made that you can go and play for free or pay $1 or $2 or whatever. There's a lot of good games that you're not going to see on PlayStation, and that is wasted hardware for them. You put all that money into that headset, and it's gonna flop because people aren't gonna want to buy it.
Well, I partly think there's with VR, and we kind of talked about this like on the show. I don't think it's just the fact that, because you're right, they are limiting themselves as far as just making it for Sony, right? So you got to we think of it like the whole gaming community, just big, you know what I mean? Now you've sectioned yourself off to just PlayStation, and then you've sectioned yourself even more because it's like VR. And like the space of people that are playing VR, there's multiple reasons why people are not playing VR, right? First of all, the price, right?
Yep.
Not saying that it shouldn't cost that much, because obviously it's tech, that it's going to cost that much. There's nothing we can do about that. Not saying it shouldn't cost that much, but realistically, like we just said, I have to buy a $500 console, and then I have to buy a $540 headset. Not happening. Like, I'm not spending $1,000 on that. There's plenty of other things we can spend. You know, not that I don't have my console, but like I'm not spending $500 on a VR set, especially when you can't guarantee me first market titles that are going to make me want to go play this console for, like, because essentially it's a console, right? And like I'm not going to just play, you know, Among Us VR, okay? It's just not going to happen. Like I love Among Us, but come on, like you have to have more titles. So I think VR in general is not doing well just because it's not there with their titles. And I think the titles are going to be the most important thing. Now, if they come out with some stuff, you know, within the time frame, I think what Sony really needs to do if they want this to take off is that they need to start selling first party games on there. Like for instance, one of, you know, Steam's biggest VR games is Half-Life Alyx, right? And it's phenomenal, but it's also exclusive to, like, you know, not exclusive to Steam, but like you have to play it through Steam, you know what I mean? And they're using their title in order to promote their VR headset, right? So it's like, oh, well, we have this amazing game. By the way, you can also play it on, you know, VR because we also make one of those. And it's an affordable price right now, you know what I mean? So I think it's going to be hard for Sony just because unless you come out with some titles that people want to play, then no one's really going to care about the console or the VR headset.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird. And then like they're the Nintendo basically of of the VR space. And already the Vive, I'm looking right now, the Vive Elite or XR Elite is gonna be coming out. But these, I mean, VR headsets are going back into that expensive price point. I know the Oculus 2 or the Quest 2, the Meta Quest 2, whatever, went up in price by $100. They have the Quest Pro, which is like $1,200. Vive XR Elite is going to be $1,200. Like it's going back up to that ridiculous price point where you can't, like, nobody's going to be able to play VR anymore. It's going to be crazy. So we're going to have to go up with that. And also we have somebody in the chat. Yendi says, "What's up, noobs?"
First of all, I know Yendi ain't talking about some noob, okay? He's the biggest noob I know. All right. I know he's watching. Shout outs to Yendi for being a noob, the biggest noob of LPF ever. So yeah. And we're also gonna shame you on Sunday when we watch Last of Us and we do our LPF debrief of a game that you've played and you've enjoyed and a TV show you're probably gonna watch and you're not gonna review it with us.
Indiana
So,
Jones, he has no excuse. He has to.
No. Indiana Jones. You remember Room Raiders?
Yeah.
That's what we're doing to Yendi.
As soon as the door just cracks a little bit, we just bust in.
Yeah, and just grab him and throw him in the truck, and we're gonna shoot it live.
Oh
like that's
God.
it. That's what we're doing for Yendi. So he has zero excuse because I told him, one, that I would go with him. Two, I would even drive to the movie theater that is literally, guys, it's like 5 miles away from his house.
He said, I will be there for Indiana Jones. You better.
Yeah. If that. It's not even 5 miles.
Mm-hmm.
If that. So he's got no excuse. Something that I did want to talk about, Chris, since you and I do have a love for handheld stuff because we just love that kind of tech. Did you see Razer and Verizon make they're having a collabo of the Edge of like the thing. So if you guys didn't know, Chris and I, we're big on the handheld. Chris has a Steam Deck. I've been talking about the Razer Kishi for your phone so you can have the button. But apparently Razer is coming out with its own handheld thing to match basically what LG was it LG? Logitech.
Yeah.
Logitech's thing.
Yeah.
So they have one that they announced at RazerCon called the Razer's Edge, which I love the name. If you guys are wrestling fans, you would know. Shout out to Scott Hall. But it comes with an AMOLED screen. It does 2400 by 1800 and has 144 hertz resolution screen on a handheld. And the device uses Android operating system and is confirmed to run Android 12. The reason why that's important is because, like, obviously, you're going to be able to play Game Pass games on there at 144 hertz. Some phones do that too, but it's nice to have, and it's going to offer two options because of Verizon. It's going to actually offer the Wi-Fi only edition, which is $399, and then the 5G variant, which is $600. So, but of course, they try to rope you in. They're going to do the you can get the 5G enabled variant for $359 when you add it as a new line to your account.
I feel like we recently been through this with that, like when they did the gaming thing and they're like, oh, you can add Wi-Fi to it. But it's going to be, man, all these people want to rival the Steam Deck. And I'm seeing right now, this was posted 7 hours ago on PC Gamer. NVIDIA and Valve want to make GeForce Now better on Steam Deck. So Valve is hitting hard, bro. They want to be the be all end all of handhelds. Well,
they're smart.
Yeah, and if they come out with the second one, they will come out with a second one, and they get the battery life. Apparently, people they're like, I was reading some stuff of what we want from the Steam Deck too, and they want an OLED screen. They want a nicer screen and just a longer battery life. That's literally what people want. What I really want is just for Microsoft to be like, put Game Pass in Steam and get it going. I
remember they started like they're open to it though.
Yeah, they're talking like Valve is open to it. I know. For them, it's like if you put because you could put Windows on your Steam Deck, but I know that's still kind of wonky. So they're still working on it. But I mean, it's Steam Deck hasn't even been out for a year. They finally caught up with all their not finally, but a couple months ago, they caught up with all their pre-orders. So now if you request one, you can get it in 2 weeks. You can literally get it in 2 weeks. So I think now it's just like they just keep steamrolling. I did see a tweet earlier from them saying Happy New Year, and they were going through some stuff. But anyway, go ahead.
For sure. Like, I mean, honestly, I was really close about it. Like I said last show, I was like, I should probably, but no, I held off. I actually got a new desk and a chair. I feel great now. My body feels so much better. Guys, get yourself a new chair, please. If you don't have a new chair and you're sitting on your chair for 8 hours, please get yourself a nice chair because it makes the world of difference. A week in a new chair felt like my body just like feels great. But anyway, that's besides the point. I almost bought one because of that, and I'm thinking I want to see what more details happens. I think I'm gonna wait till after E3 to see if anyone, they like or around E3 season, just to see if maybe something else gets announced like a part two. But I can't imagine that part two would come out. How close do you think we are from a part two?
I think another year, man. If they announce a part two,
so?
I don't think it's going to be that quick of a turnaround. I think they want to.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think a year, like.
Oh, we'll get an announcement, but I don't think we'll get the product until a year from now.
I think it's a little longer than that.
Yeah. Oh, maybe probably. I don't know, man.
I feel like. Do you think the shelf life of that would be what? If let's say we went by the timeline you said, that life would have been. It came out last year, right?
Yep.
It would have been, and then you said if we get an announcement this year and it comes out next year,
and it's still unlocking so much stuff. There's still so much potential that they're doing with this thing, and also
I think it lasts at least 5 years.
I mean, and also I kind of also still think that they don't announce a second one. Like they are like, we put everything on here. This is it. We're just proving that this is possible, and some other company should come and figure this out. But we made ours, so somebody else make theirs.
Yes, I agree, but I think that market of wanting, like people wanting a new screen and things like that would probably drive them to do it. But we also know that Steam doesn't really give a damn.
No, they're gonna do what they want when they want. Exactly. That's it.
Valve really doesn't care about, and that's one of the main things I respect about Valve is like they're going to do their thing at their time, and I love that they're able to. I love that they don't have to have any backing from anyone to be able to do whatever they want to do.
Yeah,
because you can see what happens when a company is in charge of their own things. Like, you know what I mean? Like Valve is like in charge of their own things. Yeah, maybe we don't get Half-Life ever again. But you know what? The one thing you remember is Half-Life. Like you never forget Half-Life. You never forget Left 4 Dead's. Like you never forget those games. Like, and there's people still playing those games, right? So it's very interesting to me that I love that Valve does that. So maybe they do come out with another one. Maybe they don't. I don't know. Like if I get like some extra cash, I'm definitely open.
I highly recommend them to people. Somebody did ask me the other day. They're like, should I get a Switch or a Steam Deck? And I told them Switch. I was like, because of the battery life. I was like, the Steam Deck is just like it's just another beast in its own. You can't really compare. I'm like, if you're just a casual person, just get it. Yendi was also, because I was playing games with him yesterday, he was thinking about getting one because a lot of people,
that, guys. They were gaming yesterday. Guess who did not get an invite?
Oh my God!
Here we go. Yes, I am here to complain. I am here to complain.
We played Halo.
You heard that?
We played Halo duos. That's what we did.
Wow. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys played duos, which means you didn't have space for me.
You damn right.
Wow. Y'all heard it here first how they treat me.
I want to get back into Apex, to be honest.
Listen, man, I could get. I don't know if I want to go down that route.
Oh, we do. Man. We do.
Do we?
We do. It's like
I'm having fun playing solo player games, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm like I said, I'm finishing Super Robot Wars. I put another I've got almost 30 hours in there. I've been enjoying solo players and not having that like stress from FPS because there's a stress to be good in FPS, right? Like there's just that feeling like I can't suck.
Yep.
Right. You know what I mean? So at least I know when I'm playing a single player game, I might suck, but you know what? Everyone's enjoying that single player game with me sucking.
Yeah.
And not where because if you suck in Apex, like you just suck. And then you're miserable.
Also, Yendi says I'm heavily considering a Steam Deck, because single player on the couch, like a lot of people are like, I use it to play my single player games whenever I'm chilling and stuff. And then Mej says, hi friend. Hello friend.
Hey Mej.
So
that's my friend.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, that's my friend.
I always wonder now, like people jump in I'm like, this is somebody we know. It's not
Yeah.
me.
It's not me. Yeah.
But I also wanted to ask you: are you going to be playing Dead Space?
That comes out Tuesday, right? Well, next week.
Ooh.
It comes out really soon. Actually, that was one of the things
27th.
I wanted to do. 27th. Oh man.
Yeah, and also if you pre-order it on Steam, you get the original, and you get Dead Space 2, which I thought was crazy.
I have all of the Dead Spaces on my 360. What else is coming? You said that 27th. Oh, the 24th Forspoken comes.
I'm not playing it, bro. I did enough.
Did you play the demo?
I didn't play the demo. I've just watched gameplay and stuff, and it just does not seem like my kind of game, man. No, yeah. The trailer, they got me with the trailer. The trailer looks fantastic, and I was like, "Oh, I really want to get into this game." And then I saw gameplay. I was like, I'll probably get into it, enjoy it for an hour, and then drop off. But you know,
here's the real question, though: are you gonna play Definitely Not Fried Chicken? That's the name of a game coming out on the 18th. It is. It's coming out on the 18th.
Definitely not.
You want me to read you the summary?
Yes, please.
Okay. Hold on. All right. So, see, this is what we need to do. We do need to play games like this. Okay? We need to play games like this so that we can...
we could stream it together. We could do like the Discord like this.
Let me see if it's multiplayer. But no, it's only single player. So here's it is. Definitely Not Fried Chicken is a business management sim with a twist. Oh God.
Oh my God. I see it.
Grow your trade through legitimate fronts by managing both sides of the business, acquiring new businesses, meet clientele, develop more potent narcotics, and make lots of money and leave a city in ruin. See, now at first it was a joke. Now I'm definitely playing
this is a Steam Deck game right here. Holy crap! If you have Steam, go or just open, go look it up. It's literally
Definitely Not Fried Chicken.
It's literally you go into the back room and it's just trees.
Bruh, I ain't gonna lie, this game kind of looks lit.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay.
Okay, so yeah. Well, you got. I hope that shows up on Game Pass because I will 1,000% stream it if it shows up. 1,000.
You heard him. He said he's gonna stream. We're one step closer to getting Alan on back to streaming.
1,000%. What? Definitely Not Fried Chicken. That's a good title too. How much does this game cost? Let me add it to my so I don't forget. I'm not. I won't forget,
bro. But these games, by the way, are coming. Like we're starting the year off pretty.
Yeah,
strong.
We're getting some games that are like kind of popping up out of nowhere, like you said. Dead Space. I know Forspoken. Hogwarts Legacies on the 10th of February. You got
also the with Hogwarts Legacy the tides in that surrounding that game right now is insane. Of like we understand the person that created the IP is a terrible person. At the same time, people spend time making this game and they're not a part of it. And so it's like all crazy. Well, but anyway,
it's going to be definitely an interesting one. Far as I'm really interested to see how much it affects the sales of the game, because that's a game that a lot of people want, right? And like for her to then pretty much just disrespect the whole a group of people, especially when she made such an inclusive title. It's very interesting that she decided to say those words and say the things that she did and affect obviously the whole IP in general, right? So I'm really interested to see when that game comes out, how it's going to be received. Just because, if the game is amazing, people might still buy it and not even think of it, because a lot of people don't think of stuff like that. So we'll see what happens. But it's going to be a major title of the year.
Yeah.
Right. Especially if it's good, because a lot of people are going to want it.
Also, Starfield, they don't have a date for it, but they did say quarter one. I thought it was not a date because
No.
people asked Todd Howard, like, hey, is this game still coming out? And he's like, yeah, it's supposed to come out in the January. No.
Oh no, you're right. It doesn't say the date.
Xbox Game Showcase coming January 25th, but no
that's what I was about to tell you.
but no Starfield report. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's coming out on the 25th though.
Yeah, but he he said it's still coming out. So at some point, I just got an Xbox Series X, and that's for like when I'm not streaming Starfield, I can play in the living room at all specs. And what did Yendi say here? I will be keeping my eye on the HP game. Oh, okay, Hogwarts game. Yeah. If the world is alive enough, I'll pick it up just for that alone. June 2023 rumor for Starfield. Yeah. Oh, June.
What? Well, it says first half of 2023.
Oh, first half. I thought that was first quarter. Okay, well.
That was an article from a week ago from GameSpot that said it's going to be the Bethesda site itself says first half of 2020.
That sucks.
Well, listen,
I'll wait,
honestly,
but yeah.
Yes. And that's the key, right? Because I feel like and we kind of talked about this in brief, like I don't mind delays. Like as long as it's not delayed and then the game sucks. Like that's the biggest thing, right? You want the game to, because honestly, I'll just give a broad example, right? If Cyberpunk would have delayed a year like it was supposed to, right? And came out the way that it did, like how it is now, no one would have cared that it got delayed a year. No one would have had a problem because everyone loves Cyberpunk right now. I'm shocked that so many people have came back because most of the time, you don't get that lucky.
No.
Like, you know what I mean? But the anime was sick, so I understand. But so I feel like if you delay it that whole year, you would have been fine, right? And it's the same thing kind of like, that's why when God of War was like, you know what, we're going to delay it. We're going to, fine tune it, do whatever we need to do. I was like, you know what, do it. Because I just know that our dollar, especially when you're spending $70 for games now. Thankfully for Starfield, we won't have to because of Game Pass. But like when you're spending $70 on a game, you want to make sure that game is fulfilling.
Hell yeah. They've seen the crowds now. They know what's going on, man.
Because people are not, there's so many games and so many indie games that are awesome, right? Yeah. That are hitting Game of the Year quality now, right? So if you're not bringing it like these indie game developers
you're easily forgettable.
Like you can drop your $71 you spent a ton of money and I'll play my pixelated platformer. Like and like, you know what I mean? Like for instance, Hades is a perfect example, right? Like when Hades came out, like there was a ton of games that people were like, oh, big AAA games. But guess what? Gameplay matters more than anything. If you can fall in love with the game while you're playing it, it doesn't matter of the graphics. It doesn't matter how much money was spent on it. I know some people will still be a stickler about that, but the graphics only take you so far.
Eastward's another top game that I found last year that is fantastic. I love that game a lot, and it's pixelated. It's a pixel game.
Pixelated. I mean, there's plenty of games that we love that are like highly pixelated or like 2D platformers. Like I'll say one game that was a 2D platformer that was beautiful was Ori and the Will of the Wisp.
Yeah.
I don't know if you played that. Oh my God.
Actually, I have not. Whew. Right? Because I wanted to, get the whole like nice experience. But now that I have the Series X, guess what I'm going to download tonight? Because that's going to be full. It's going to be
that
really
game
nice.
is fantastic, and I can't talk about that game enough. But I want to put like playing those kind of games. You know what I mean? It just shows we don't need like these grand worlds anymore. You know what I mean?
No.
Like not that we don't mind them and we want them. I just feel like most of the games that we consider to be like game of the years have been like linear worlds and just looked like really nice, like God of War, like Hades has a great like world around it, even though you're doing a linear thing and it's not open world. And I think that's what the issue is with open worlds. It's hard to get people to stick to just the story. So like you can't really tell your story, even though you have this vast story. Unless you're Red Dead.
One of my favorite games, literally in my top 3, or one of my favorite, I say it's one of my favorites of all time, is Undertale. Undertale is fantastic. You don't need, it doesn't have like a big AAA thing or anything like that. If you look up Undertale right now on Google and you see it, you're going to be like, Chris, what the hell are you talking about? Like, this game looks like trash. And it is not. It is fantastic. Yendi also said June 2023 is also Indiana Jones month. I requested off the entire month in Indy's honor and to get lost in Starfield. So that's...
Oh, yeah. And I mean,
I forgot about that game.
Also, what else is coming out in June is Diablo.
Oh,
so yeah. Mm-hmm. So Diablo is coming out June 6th, and I'm trying to hold my excitement because I don't want to be disappointed. Your hopes up?
Yeah,
I don't want to be disappointed, but from what I've seen from Diablo, I'm there. I'm there, and I need to. The problem is if Starfield can come out in November, that'd be great. You know what I mean?
I can't wait that long, bro. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm not with you on that.
I needed to go away. I needed to go away from me. Well, because we're gonna have games to play. Like, we're gonna have games to play. Even Redfall, I'm really interested in that.
I keep forgetting about that game.
Yeah, and Chris was saying on the 25th, Xbox is doing an event where they're going to probably be showcasing the games that are coming out soon. So we might do a little thing. If we what day is it?
I don't know. Mej also says Diablo is exciting, and I share your feelings, Alan.
Exactly. Yeah, Mej knows. We will be in there. Like, I want to play it. Like, I do, and I want to love it. That's my problem with Diablo, right? Like, it's not that, like, it's because I want to love it. Like, I want it to, as soon as I start playing it, I want to be like, I'm in love with this game. Let me spend 100 hours in here. Like, you know what I mean? Just grinding gear and all that stuff. But I also don't want it to be those, like, a kind of game where it's kind of like, I know they use Diablo Immortals, which was a good gateway to see how they're going to add microtransactions. I just don't want that game to be filled with those because I feel like it's unnecessary, especially when you're going to charge them people $70.
Yeah.
Right, to play that game. So, but there is some good stuff coming out this year. I'm really excited. Really excited. So, let's see. Before, go ahead.
Real quick, I wanted to say, one, because we've been talking about games in E3. E3, we sent you our application, all right, for a press pass.
Yeah.
Please do it.
Let me get
Just let us in. Come on.
Let me in. Just let me in.
Oh man.
That's what we want.
Also, last show I talked about the Switch Pro, and I want to take before I forget, I want to take that back. I don't think we're getting a Switch Pro, but I do think we'll get another Switch release. I think we'll get like a Switch 2 announcement. That's what I want to change that to. Just a small cleanup. I think so. It's been 6 years. It's been 6 years. People like the OLED. I think we just go with not call it a Switch Pro, just release a Switch 2 and see what happens. Mm-hmm. But I mean, you know, it's when's the last time we had a Nintendo Direct? Actually, now that I think about it,
it's been a while. It has been a while. I'll check for you. Let me. It's been a while. Last Nintendo Direct. I want to say it was November.
For
wasn't it for Pokemon? Let's check. Nintendo Direct Arc. The last one was November 29th. It was a Super Mario Bros. Movie Direct.
Oh yeah. My God, we're getting that movie.
Yeah. The last Nintendo Direct was in September.
Dog, Nintendo, please, this year, please. Please don't, you guys are on the rise. Well, not really on the rise. You're giving us some good announcements. I saw rumors of a Metroid Prime.
Well, no, they rumor Metroid Prime.
Well, I saw a new one. Apparently, we're supposed to be getting news soon about it.
Yeah, sure.
The game's canceled.
Yeah, sure. Sure we are.
Yeah.
Sure we are. But they always talk about Metroid. They always say, we're going to get a new Metroid. We're going to get Metroid 4. No, and it never comes out. So I'm not Nintendo. Like I said, this is the problem. We should keep giving Nintendo our money. That's the problem. You know, we complain, and then you know what we do? We still buy everything that comes out. That's the problem.
It's just so
right?
good. It makes me feel so
I know.
good. It sucks.
Okay.
It sucks.
I know.
And remind me, I have a question for you after your next thing. Go ahead. You might be.
Oh no, go ahead. Go.
Okay.
Go ask.
I mean, it's pivoting off of games, but I was gonna ask you about have you seen this Don Cheadle like news thing that broke?
What with when they asked him about signing?
Yeah, for a 6-movie deal, they gave him like 2 hours.
2 hours to I mean, listen, they do that, man, because there's a production schedule, right?
Yeah.
And they want to make sure that you're following the thing. But I mean, Don Cheadle, I love Don Cheadle.
Mm-hmm.
So to take, 6-movie deals is a lot, though. But again, I mean,
and you don't know what it is. Like, I don't think he's a fan of comics or anything like that. So the fact that he was just like, well, can you tell me what's gonna happen? And he's like, we don't know what's gonna happen. It's these movies, like couple adventures, all this stuff. Like the way he explained about it was like he was down, but he was looking for a little bit of job security. It's just like, are we just making random stuff or what are we doing? So
that's the real thing, right? Is because you're committing yourself to 6 movies, which helps because like you have long-term work, right? You're going to be able to work if you're working 6 movies, you have to think you're at least financially stable, at least the minimum to like 12 years.
Yeah.
Because if like at its quickest, a movie's coming out once a year, like at its fastest, right? So like it usually takes a year of production, like a year of shooting, a year of all that, and then the following year the movie comes out. So a movie really has like a 2-year window in between. So the minimum would be like almost 12 years, right? So that's the thing though, like that's the benefit and the downfall, because it's like I have 12 years of potential work, but also I'm stuck in this role for 12 years, and they're probably going to be one of those things where how much of this role am I doing? So but I'm pretty sure afterwards they were able to be like, hey, don't worry about it. Like if you still want to do your own thing, go ahead, like go for it. So I'm pretty sure Marvel was always cool with him. So I love hearing stories like that, like how they got signed and when they like what they were doing and stuff like that. I like to hear.
It's just crazy because in our situation, like if it's me and we're fans of this stuff, I mean, I won't say me, I would say you, because I wasn't big into comics, but you already know the history and everything of these comics. I'm sure for you it'd be a no-brainer of like, I'm in.
Listen, Marvel tells me to sweep the floor on the thing, I'm there. Of the sets, whatever they need, I'm there. And I'm gonna start trying to pitch my ideas, be like, hey man, you really want to make it, like just talking to directors, maybe talk to Feige, like, hey, listen.
Meanwhile, Kevin Smith's right next to you, be like, I've been trying that for months. For years.
Like, listen, let's do it. We can do it. We can make it happen. But yeah, I'm excited, man. And speaking of comic books, I mean, Ant-Man's coming out next month, which should be the kickoff is going to be the kickoff of Phase 5. And I think it's going to be what everyone wants and what everyone's been complaining.
Yeah,
the direction of Marvel moving forward.
I freaked out for a second because there was a misleading title and it said the longest movie and it says in the trilogy. And I was like, oh wait, their trilogy. Okay. I was thinking it was gonna be longer than Spider-Man. I was like, wait a minute. That's gonna be a long.
No. I mean, Endgame was longer than Spider-Man though.
What?
Right? Yeah.
By a little bit.
Yeah, it wasn't by that much, but it's 3 hours of goodness right there. I mean, 3 hours is, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be 3 hours. 3 hours. I mean, I still haven't seen Avatar because it's 3 hours. But the only reason why I haven't seen Avatar yet, because that's legit, guys. Like, legit a mission to go watch that movie. Because, like, you're spending 5 hours, give or take, right?
Yeah.
You have to allot 5 hours to go watch that movie. And I didn't love the first one. So, like, it's hard for me to find the will to go watch that movie when I know I didn't love the first one.
Oh,
so
man,
3 hours.
Good.
Well, I heard, but still, it's still 3 hours and 10 minutes. It's not like, it's not like something I waited for. Like, well, we did wait for years, but I wasn't like, I want this right now.
But you wasted your time on Megan.
What? No. I didn't waste my time. First of all, you should know me better than that. Horror movies are never a waste of time for me. Okay, speaking of horror, I went to a horror bar in Orlando. anyone who comes to Orlando, please.
Oh yeah, I
just
saw
let
you
me
go to
know.
that. Yeah.
Yes, if you want to go, because I'll go again. It's my favorite bar.
I hate horror movies, but I'll go for sure.
Well, never mind.
I mean, I'll go.
But listen,
I just want that big of appreciation.
Listen, every Sunday they do brunch, okay, and they play horror movies. They play horror movies and brunch, and they have themed drinks. There's an Adam Family section there too. They got like a whole bunch of cool stuff that I'm all into. So it's my favorite bar.
Okay.
If you guys are looking for me on Sundays now that football is going to be over, that's where you'll catch me. I saw Sunday they showed Final Destination 3, which is better than you think it is. It's a terrible movie, but the kills are fantastic. I saw Friday the 13th, 2009, which
I saw you tweet about it. I was wondering why.
Movie.
I was wondering why. I saw your Twitter. I saw you tweet that. They're like, I actually really like this movie. I was like, where is this coming from? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, that's why. Because I watched it again there, and I remember when I initially watched that movie, I was like, I actually really like that movie. And people were like, it's terrible. It sucks. Like, it's not. This is a terrible, like, injustice to Friday the 13th fans. And then I watched it again on Sunday and went, what was everyone complaining about? Like, I thought it was great because, like, Jason actually runs. He doesn't, like, walk. And he actually does, like, things that, that he would have learned at Camp Crystal Lake. Like, he can shoot a bow and arrow and things like that. I liked it a lot, actually. So, but yeah, this bar is amazing. And then the bar I went to after, you would like, Chris, One Up Orlando. It's a video game like bar.
Oh, it's another one instead of Player 2? Okay.
Yeah. It's like a video game bar. It has like nice drinks, and it has like you can just pick up and play any game, really.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah. So it was dope.
Right.
But all right, but before we wrap it up, on Sunday, a big thing is coming out. Right? I know I am super excited. I'm trying to hold back my excitement because I don't want to be disappointed. And Chris knows how much I feel about this game, and Chris feels the same way. Okay, so The Last of Us TV show is coming out on Sunday. Okay, and it has Pedro Pascal. We love Pedro Pascal. Okay, so it's going to be actually, fun fact, this show is actually going to run at the same time that Mando season 3 runs. So Pedro Pascal will be on our TVs Wednesdays and Sundays because this will be finishing up towards the end when Mando starts. Mando starts March 3rd or something.
No way, really? I thought Mando was going to be in Christmas.
Oh no, Mando starts real soon. It's literally going to tie it, like they're going to clash at one point.
You just made my ear.
Funny? Well, it's going to be that, Bad Batch, and Last of Us are all going to be happening at the same time at some point. Because Bad Batch is 16 episodes, which the first 2 episodes.
Damn, there goes my freaking resolution of like fitting in anime. But all right.
Well, you got time.
Yeah.
If you catch up.
I caught up to Bad Batch. Bad Batch was very good, by the way. I do enjoy it.
Told you.
Yeah.
Told you.
Trigun is what I want to watch, though.
Oh, Trigun's a classic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the new one. Have you seen the new one?
No.
You should see what that looks like.
I'll check it out. I was a fan of the old one, but yeah, Chris and I are excited for Sunday. If you guys, we are going to do a debrief on those episodes. So if you guys want to follow along with us, I will be posting like a short, pretty much, of my initial reaction before we talk like in details of the things like comparisons and how it, meshes from the game. But from what we're seeing, a lot of the NDA has been released, and a lot of the reviews are saying that this might be potentially the best adaptation of a video game.
100% on Rotten Tomatoes already. That's why I texted you. I was like, got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. I was like, is this out? What? I was so confused.
Well, they do the viewings, which I think that's part of my New Year's resolution. I want to be able to get into a pre-review thing before, like, for something that I want to watch.
He wants to be in the room where it happens.
Yes, exactly. Little Hamilton, right? Guys, if you were wondering. But which Dontel's brother is in the tour, by the way.
Yeah, I know that. I see. Yeah. I really want to see it. We're family.
When does it come to Orlando?
It's already. It came and went.
Oh,
that is gone. Yep.
well.
Hey, but Beetlejuice comes in June, and I'm going.
Listen,
you going with me?
I'm going to Beetlejuice at least 2 times.
Okay.
I'm going in Tampa, and I'll go in Orlando.
All right, I'm going to the Orlando one, so we'll link up on that. And,
I'll be there.
Yeah.
But yeah. So guys, please, we are going to be watching Last of Us. If you guys want to join us and follow along, we are definitely going to. We're going to review every episode. We may have some guests. Who knows? But I know Chris and I will be there to talk about it. I think it's going to be 8 episodes. So for the next 8 weeks, you know, if
dude, I know it's gonna give me nightmares. It's gonna give me.
What do you mean, bro? The scene. First of all, I don't want to see that scene. You know the scene.
Oh yeah.
That scene. I don't want to see that because that's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited for the first clicker.
That's what I'm afraid of. I know it's gonna be dude.
It's gonna be so dramatic. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and just hearing that noise, because you know they're using sound. Right? And it's just gonna be disgusting. And I'm ready. So
the jump scares are gonna get me. I gotta prep.
prep. Watch some movies. Watch some scary stuff. But join us on that, guys. And that's pretty much gonna wrap up this episode for us. Thank you as always for joining us, and thank you for all your support. Me and Chris greatly appreciate it. Yendi, we love you, even though you're not here, you bum. But besides that, yeah, guys, if you guys want to be on the show, please let us know. Chris and I always love to have guests. If you guys want to be on any of the debrief stuff, there's plenty of things that I love to talk about. It doesn't particularly have to be, it can be movies, games. I don't care. I talk about pretty much everything and everything. So,
come have conversations with us.
Yeah, come talk about that stuff. We would love to hear you guys' opinions. Drop them in the comments. Do all that good stuff. We're trying to do a big this year, so and enjoy ourselves while we do it. So that's, I think, the important thing for us too, is enjoying what we're doing and having fun with you guys and while we distribute this content. So again, thank you guys always for your support. We will be back at some point for sure. We will be doing the
debriefs. The debriefs will be coming out
for sure. And then next week you'll be here, right? We'll do next week's episode.
Tuesday. Yep.
Yeah. So we'll do next week's episode too. So until then, guys, Fire Team,